Do we have any questions about the pre-quiz? Questions about 1? Are we okay on 1?
No.
Questions about 2?
Questions on 1.
Questions on 1. Okay, here's the clue I'll give you. Okay. For 1, you're going to use V as plus or minus omega square root of, right? And you know that this is 2.15. You know that its amplitude is 0.47. You know that this is 0.23, right? So you can solve for omega, right? And then you can use omega is 2 pi over t to find the period, right? Yeah? Are we okay on number 2? Questions about number 2?
Yeah, we need
So for number 2, the 2 clue is that you've got x is 7.2 sine of 5.1 times t, right? This is omega, this is x naught, right? Right. And so what's the maximum velocity? Well, v is just omega x naught, right? Now that formula is not in the data packet. You have to get it from v is plus or minus omega square root of x squared minus x squared, right? But that guy's 0 at maximum velocity, right? So there it is, right? So either memorize that or there we have it, right? How about number 3? I'll put a clue up here. You can use it if you want or not, right? So for 3, the velocity is v naught cos omega t, right? So that means that it's, what is it? It's 24 cos 6.0 t, right? That's our velocity. That means the maximum velocity is 24, right? Right, and that of course equals x naught omega, right? This is omega. I think that's enough said, right? So write an equation for position. All you need for position is what x naught is and what omega is, right? And then you're going to write a equation like that, only it'll be different. And then 4 is always just going to be some random energy formula. And in this case, it's the total energy. Right? E total is 1/2 m omega squared x naught squared, right? And I think they tell you the mass is 3.61. Omega is going to be 2 pi over 4.17, right? Total energy is 15.7. And then it's just like, what's that? Well, I think we could figure it out, right? And then 5, the clue I'll give you for 5 is that 5 is going to be, remember that the total energy is the kinetic energy plus the potential energy. So if this is 10 and the kinetic is 2, then the potential would be 8, kind of a thing, right? And the sad thing is you don't have a formula for potential energy, correct? But you do have one for kinetic energy. So your kinetic energy is going to be, what, 1/2, 1.83, let's see, 10 hertz, so the omega is 2 pi times 10, right? So I'm using a formula that's not in your data packet that, omega is 2 pi f. Remember, frequency is how many cycles it does per second. Every cycle is 2 pi radians worth of angle, yes? Because one time around is 2 pi, correct? Right? So that's why this makes sense. They don't have it in the data packet, but maybe it's because it's obvious, or maybe it's an omission, right? So I'm using this formula here, right? And then our x is 0.18, right? And then you can find the kinetic energy by using the kinetic energy formula, right? Ek is 1/2 m omega squared x naught squared minus x squared, right? And then you're going to, of course, you're going to get this number, you're going to get this number. The answer, though, is this number minus that number, yeah? I don't want to spoil it for you.